Well, hello. Second verse, same as the first. My fancy new microphone picked up everything but me, including the fisherman you see behind me, and apparently his conversation with his girlfriend. So today is about stability. Come on to your back, Supta Baddha Konasana to start. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. And in order to have a flexible, healthy spine, we need a really powerful core to support it. So that's what today's practice is going to focus on. And like always, I invite you to see what's possible instead of deciding ahead of time what you're capable of. Settle in here. Focusing on your inhales and your exhales. Allowing any distractions to actually become part of your practice. Take one more cycle of breath here, deep and full. Bring your knees together into your chest. 3 spinal rocks forward and backward. We're going to cross over our legs, coming up to chair pose. However you got to get there. Knees are bent. Arms up. If that's painful on the shoulders or neck, just bring them down by your side. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing. We're just jumping right in here. Downward facing. Right leg forward, warrior 1. Pressing through the outside blade of your left foot. Toes are at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, maybe 11 o'clock based on flexibility. Front toes, 12 o'clock. Again, if there is a clock on your mat, the very top is 12 and then it just cycles around regardless of the direction of your body. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing. Left leg, warrior 1. Same thing, other side. Hips are invited forward. Shoulders are soft. Breathe here. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing. Had a little change of scenery thanks to some rain. So hang out in your downward facing dog and breathe. One more breath. Settle in. Jump through, come to boat pose. So you're going to balance on your tailbone. Shoulders are soft. Maybe you flex the feet. Maybe you grab the big toe. Maybe you just bend. Down dog. Chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Right leg forward, warrior 1. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side, warrior 1. Stay in your breath. Staying a little longer on this side. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Jump through. Boat pose. Balancing on the tailbone. Shoulders are soft. Spine is as straight as possible for your body. just hanging out here, activating our core, becoming more stable as we sit. Low boat. Legs extend, heels hover above the ground, shoulder blades hover off of the earth. High boat. Figure out how to get back up there. Maybe you need a little momentum. Stay with it. Low boat. High boat. Showing different variations of how to get up. Right? It doesn't have to be this beautiful, seamless process. All right, come down. Pat out the quads. They can start to get a little sore in our stabilization as well. Back to boat. Low boat. High boat. Low boat. High boat. Low boat. You got it. High boat. Stay with it. You're powerful. You're strong. And pat out the thighs again. So we're going to come on to our, grab your block, keep it handy. We're going to come on to our backs here. Knees are bent, feet flat on the ground. And I want you to just do some rocking forward and backward with your pelvis. Feeling your spine lift off of the ground, like your lower back. And then feeling your spine press down into the ground with a rotation of the hip. Right, the pelvis tilting up and down, up and down. And notice when you press down that the lower belly pulls in. And that is the sensation that we want to carry into this next pose. So it's kind of stopping the poof. Sometimes when we do ab work, our stomach poofs up even higher. And we don't want to do that. We want a full integration of the lower abdomen as well as into the psoas, okay? So just play with that for a few moments. See what you can feel in your body. Becoming aware. Feet come up and down, so 90 degrees if you can. Maybe you bend the knees, whatever you need to do. Lower belly pulling in, lower back flat on the ground. Drop your legs like a third of the way. Flex your feet or point. Pick one and stay committed. Hover your heels above the ground now. You can keep your hands by your side. You can put them under your head, your choice. One more breath. Hover, hover, hover. Raise back up 90 degrees. Low back is still touching the ground. Maybe you lift the head, maybe not. Yogi's choice. Lower halfway. Figure out here how to keep your low back on the ground and what to do with your head. Hover your feet above the ground. Maybe here's a great time to lift up and look at your toes. Scooping the lower belly in. Back up to 90 degrees. Again, playing with the low back, coming up and down. And then once it's down, lower halfway. Hover above the ground. Maybe you do some little flutter kicks here. Maybe you look at your toes while you do it. You're fine. Strong core equals strong life. All right, come back in. Wiggle around. Release the core. Grab your block or a pillow. Put it between your knees. You want the knees lined up with the hips. So if you have a smaller frame, you want your block on the skinniest option. If you're a little bit bigger boned, like actually like your hips are wider, maybe go wider, right? You don't want to be too narrow here. Feet are flexed and you're going to make a 90-degree angle, right? Ankles in line with knees. I think mine are a little high here, sorry. And then hands come behind the head. Squeeze everything into the midline. So what I mean is like your knees are squeezing onto the block or the pillow. And we're keeping the knees over the hips. You don't want to come too far in. And we're just going to lift up. Right? Little baby crunch. Maybe you choose to take slight elbow twists, coming into more of like a side crunch here. I can hear some of you right now saying, this is not yoga, but yoga is discipline, so everything is yoga. Coming side to side or straight up and down, yogi's choice. No straining the neck. So whatever you need to do to keep your neck supported, do that. Even if just holding your legs at the 90 degrees is good for you. Maybe that's your work. Maybe you keep your torso on the ground. Actively breathing, lower back is still pressing down. So lower belly is pulling up and in, belly button towards spine. We've got a few more. Just keep moving. Or not, whatever it is you're doing in this pose. Maybe you're eating Cheetos. I can't see you. All right, come down. Move your block. You can windshield wiper the knees, whatever you need to do. Maybe you take Supta Baddha Konasana. Just relaxing for a moment. Spinal rock up, grab your blocks. We're going to take some leg variations that also activate the core. So you're going to take a wide-legged seated stance, not so wide that behind your knees hurts. Bring the blocks on either side of your right leg. Flex your feet, and you're going to see if you can just pick up your right leg. That's it, right? Maybe you can pick it up a whole bunch of times and you do like a round of 10. If not, 3 tries. Right leg lifts, moving to the left, same thing. Left leg lifts 3 times. Flexing your foot makes this a lot easier. And once you've done 3 and 3 on each side, come back to the right side. Now we're going to try to lift the entire right leg up, including the booty. So figure out how high you need your blocks to support yourself. And then you're just going to lift up 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Moving to the left side. Feet are flexed. Lifting up the entire left leg up. 2, 3. Now you can only imagine that we're going to try to lift both. So blocks come back behind you closer to your hips. Try to lift your booty up. Just your booty. Leave your legs for now. So we're just getting that action, right? Teaching the body what we need, figuring out the height of the blocks. Lift up. Lift up. Now try to lift up. Maybe you lift up both legs. Maybe you lift up one leg at a time. Try it out. Play with it. Be okay with it. Give yourself 3 attempts per side or 6 total. All right, we're coming in now. Take a simple seat. Blocks come closer into the hips, any height that benefits you. And we're just going to try to lift up in our simple seat, right? The entire body lifted except for the hands, which are touching the blocks, which are touching the floor. Maybe you swing. Maybe you don't lift. You're just in the act of attempting. And you're never going to lift up if you don't try. So there's that. And then I want you to crisscross the other way so your other leg will come in front and you'll lift up again. Try to swing again. And really the goal here is to activate the psoas so that it lifts with the abdominal, right? Okay, legs come long in front of you, right leg up. Lifting the booty and the right leg up. One more time, up. Moving to the left side, left leg up, left booty up. Right, your whole butt comes up, you know what I'm saying. All right, you might need to pat out the quads here because we are going for it. We're going to lift our whole body up in a pike position. Even if it doesn't leave the ground, the attempting matters. Lift. Be okay with not being the best at this. Stay in your breath. We're going to do it one more time. And come on to your back. Knees are bent. Feet are on the ground. We're going to take a bridge pose. Press into your feet to lift your hips. All right, if you want to take a restorative bridge, do that too. Whatever level of activity brings your body benefit. And then release. Supta Baddha Konasana again. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. Breathing. Feeling integrated, right? The abdomen is active. The spine has the support it needs. Yesterday we worked on the spine and its own flexion, but today we're supporting it. If you're feeling feisty, maybe you do a wheel pose here. And bring your legs out if not. Coming into Savasana, arms by your side. Coming into rest. As always, I will bring you back out of your Savasana when it's time. Come back into your body. Raise your arms overhead. Take a good morning stretch. Point your toes. Pull your hands away from your body. And come to a fetal position. Either side. Take a breath. Make your way up to a simple seat. And let your eyes stay closed. Take your attention to the space above your belly button. Maybe you even take your hands there. Our self-esteem lives here. So as we bring attention to this area, it's an opportunity to regard ourselves with love and compassion. Take a moment, recognizing your power, and then bring your hands up to heart center. It is always my pleasure to share my love of yoga with you. I hope you feel more stable and strong. And the place in me where love and light abides recognizes the place in you where love and light abides. Namaste.